In the graveyard of Holy Trinity Church, Taliaris, Llandeilo, Carmarthen, is the grave of Flight Lieutenant Donald Ballantine Hardy McHardy, Royal Air Force. The grave was discovered by Andrew Hurrell, and curious as to who the grave belonged to, he carried out research, discovering that it was 80 years ago, on the 25th of October 1940, that Flying Officer McHardy had shot down a German enemy aircraft on the very day Andrew was carrying out his research. Donald Ballantine Hardy McHardy was born on the 10th of January 1918 at Taliaris Park, Llandeilo, Carmarthen, and attended Cheltenham College from September 1931 to December 1932. On the 21st of July 1937, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the 4th Battalion, Welch Regiment, TA. He relinquished this commission and joined the Royal Air Force on a short service commission and began his initial training on the 16th of May 1938. He completed his training on the 5th of April 1940 and was posted to B Flight of No. 1 Anti-Aircraft Cooperation Unit, Carew, Cheriton, Pembrokeshire. McHardy crashed in a Hawker Henley at Lidstead, Pembrokeshire on the 3rd of May 1940 after accidentally knocking off his ignition switches. His next posting took place on the 27th of May 1940 to 6th Operational Training Unit Sutton Bridge, where he converted to Hurricanes. On the 8th of June 1940, he was posted to 229 Squadron at RAF Digby, and whilst there he destroyed a Heinkel HE-11 on the 27th of September 1940. Whilst patrolling the Croydon area on the 26th of October 1940, the squadron sighted a number of Messerschmitt 109s, which they pursued to the coast of France but then lost sight of them. On the same date, he was part of 22 Squadron in a section of 3 Hurricanes that were engaged on an attack on a Heinkel 59 float plane flying low off the coast near Boulogne. The enemy aircraft was damaged, but the 3 RAF Hurricanes were attacked by Messerschmitt 109s and gunfire from the shore. 1 aircraft got back to base, but McHardy and 1 other failed to return, and it was reported that 1 RAF pilot had been killed, and McHardy was later reported to be a prisoner of war. McHardy had force-landed his Hurricane in France as a result of being low on fuel. He was subsequently taken prisoner and then conveyed to a hospital with a broken jaw and teeth, having been thrown against the gun sight of his aircraft. Whilst in hospital, one of the German pilots who attacked his aircraft visited him. At this time in his service, he had flown over 100 patrol and raid intercepts. In May 1941, McHardy was in Dulagluft, a temporary holding centre for captured Allied airmen at Oberrussel near Frankfurt. It is said he was possibly on the permanent staff of the camp, which held prisoners of war, and his duties were to initiate new arrivals into the procedures of being a prisoner of the Germans. On the 1st of June 1941, 18 POWs tunnelled their way out. They were recaptured after an extensive search by 3,000 police and security personnel. McHardy was also held prisoner at Stalag Luft 3 at Sargen, where he designed scenery for the camp theatre. He was an excellent artist and cartoonist, and whilst a prisoner of war, he sketched and drew cartoons. He survived his time as a prisoner of war, and in 1946 he left the RAF with the rank of Flight Lieutenant. He later joined the Royal Air Force Voluntary Reserve. He was a renowned and well-respected pilot, and his name is included in the Battle of Britain London Monument. After the war, he was self-employed and a noted painter of pub signs. McHardy died in Bath, England in 1962, aged 44. His body was brought to Wales for burial, and on the journey the undertakers stopped at the Old Ford Inn near Brecon and parked underneath the pub sign. Unknown to the undertakers, this sign had actually been painted by none other than Donald Ballantine Hardy McHardy.